Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tired Table Podcast. Kane, Ray, and I are back with episode 2, and we are going to be talking about theme parks. Say hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey!
Unfortunately, we were a little too busy to record in November, but that won't stop me from asking a holiday opening question. What's y'all's favorite Thanksgiving food?
Well, I have a lot of favorite Thanksgiving foods. Like, I like my mom's turkey and the turkey gravy because she makes good turkey gravy. She makes it with, like, the giblets. But anyways, I also like spinach.
Spinach. Do you have anything with the spinach?
I mean, we put salt on it, but that's about it.
It's just leaves then.
But it's
Okay,
good.
Popeye.
It's okay, yeah, sure. I like spinach. Spinach is good.
He's got to save his olive.
It's giving Popeye.
Hi.
Literally.
Kate, we're just gonna see Kane pop open a can of spinach and get like really swole all of a sudden.
Oh no.
Alright. Ray, what's your favorite?
So my Mimi, she makes some like really good mac and cheese, and when I say really good, I mean really good. Like she oven bakes that stuff.
Wait, is it like a 4-cheese mac and cheese, or like...
I don't even know what it is. It's just really good. Like it's baked and it's so good, and it's not a holiday without her mac and cheese.
Yeah, I mean, if you have, like, something that your family has all the time, it doesn't really feel like that holiday without that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even eat deviled eggs, but if there is not deviled eggs at the Thanksgiving table for my dad and my mom to just chow down on, it doesn't really feel like Thanksgiving or Christmas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it now, just like in the future. If you get your own house, you're just like making deviled eggs, and your friends are like, they come over for Thanksgiving, and they're like, "Wait, what? You don't even like deviled eggs?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, no, I just made it for my parents." And it's like, couldn't they not make it this time? And it's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously I wouldn't make it if they weren't coming.
What if you had like already made them or like started making them?
Yeah.
And they were
and they like,
hey, by the way, son, we can't make it.
yeah. What if they like get snowed in somewhere or something?
Your parents are just gonna message your parents and be like,
I live in the South. Snow is not a thing. And also...
No, they could be in like, they could be in Alaska or something.
Dylan's gonna message his parents back and be like, Bethany, I made deviled eggs.
Oh, man. I really shouldn't have brought that. But honestly, though, I would probably just make, like, a breakfast burrito or something with the deviled egg mixture.
You know what? That's valid. Better than spinach.
Spinach is delicious.
Spinach is just
This got so off topic.
You're just eating salted leaves.
Excuse me, but those salted leaves are the best thing we've ever tasted.
That's kind of sad.
What? No,
Please,
I just
sir,
like spinach.
I'd like some more.
Look, some leaves are better than others.
Salted leaves.
No. Oh my gosh. Listen, some leaves taste better than others, and spinach is like the best quality leaf.
Alright, so, getting away from that, I didn't even say my favorite Thanksgiving food. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna go into the actual purpose of this episode. So, my favorite, actually is a very recent one. My mom this year made, like, meatballs that were spicy Italian sausage with cheese mixed inside and then rolled in pancake dough, like pancake batter. No, it was just the dry ingredient. And then she popped it in the oven so it was nice and like crispy on the outside, but still like nice and gooey on the inside. And man, it was good.
That sounds really good, though. Like...
It was.
It really does.
It's making me hungry right now. I wish I could eat while recording.
Oh no.
I mean, hey, I'm having a drink while we record, so that's fine.
The only thing I have near me right now are Cheez-Its. I don't think you want to hear the crunch.
We're
Yeah.
trying to like talk through a story, and in the background we just hear the crunching of Cheez-Its.
All right. So, who wants to start with a short story about a theme park? Kane, you have a story?
Yeah, I actually have two. So, which one do you guys want to hear first? I've got one about, well, I've got a short one and I've got a semi-long one.
A short one to start off with to ease the viewers.
Story time.
All right.
circle
So
time, short
this
stories.
first story is about the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So
Ooh.
I think it's the one at Disney, yeah. But basically, I have some like experience with this ride because for some reason my mind like goes in this like horrible like fight or flight anxiety kind of thing when I like get in line for a roller coaster and at the last second I'm like no, never mind. Or like freak out at some point before getting on the roller coaster, and in the roller coaster I'm freaking out. Now, it's not actually a roller coaster. It's literally just like a water ride with like one tiny drop. But my mind freaks out every single time. So there was this one time when I was with my dad and I went on it. I was a little kid and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool." But then we were like coming up to the drop part and I was like, "Oh no, it's gonna drop. Are we gonna be okay?" Like I was freaking out. I was like, "Am I gonna die?" And he was like, "No, you're gonna be fine." And then we just like, dropped, and then literally the second after the drop, like I'm fine. It's so weird. And I love this ride. So I don't know why I always get like anxiety like every single time I try to ride this thing.
I mean, that's understandable. I mean, there's always those irrational fears because rides have like a million safety regulations to become rides, like that to the public. And yet it still psychs us out thinking something will go wrong because Final Destination exists and that's ruined the internet's hive mind.
Literally.
That is
Yeah,
so real.
some
though.
people seriously can't go into a tanning salon without thinking about that scene.
Huh.
I can confidently say I have not actually seen anything Final Destination like
Oh, okay.
adjacent.
Well, let's just leave it at that so I don't have to talk about that. Alright, is that the end of the story?
Yep. I'm just
Oh,
scared
okay.
of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride for some reason, even though I love it.
Okay. So,
Somehow I skipped out on the fact that we were talking about Pirates of the Caribbean until just now.
he literally
I
said
was like-
Pirates of the Caribbean,
I don't know how
the
I-
first thing he said.
I know. I don't know how I missed
Goodness.
that. I blinked mentally.
Alright. Well, I'll start off with like another short one. This is very nostalgic for me. I call this Winter in Diagon Alley. So, basically, this was December, right? This was like winter break, and my family had tickets to go to Universal. And so we were there, and my mom really wanted a video of the dragon breathing fire. And so we really just had to wait because we didn't know how long we would have to wait for the next one. And so we all got ice cream at the place, like at the store right in front of it. And we just sat down in like the nice cold weather, eating ice cream, just talking, and waiting for the dragon to breathe fire. It was like one of my favorite memories of Universal. And it wasn't even on a ride. Like, that is just a very nice memory that I love.
Fun fact, the dragon goes off every 15
Okay, so we were just
minutes.
sitting out there in the cold for 15 minutes. Sounds good. I mean, it didn't really feel like that long. It didn't feel like
Yeah,
that
basically.
long. But, like, I knew we were waiting for, like, a decent bit.
Yeah, you were waiting for 15 minutes. The dragon goes off every 15 minutes and breathes fire.
So, you got a story, Ray?
Yeah, sort of. It's like, it's kind of a story, but also it's not really my story.
I mean, hey, do tell.
So it's about my little sister.
Oh.
So like yeah. So we were on a band trip to Disney and Universal, right? And we were in this big group of people. Me, I think Kane was in the group. I think some of our other friends, some of my other friends were in the group. We were like a solid 15 people walking around in one big old group. And then my little sister and my aunt and my uncle joined us. And next thing you know, we're in the line. This happened at Universal. Let's preface. We were in the line for the train. And we got past that little kiosk marketplace where they'll sell like snacks and drinks at the halfway point. Because like the wait's long and you're trying to get to the other side of the park and you don't want to leave. Easy cash grab for them. But we got past there. We were almost to the stairs to go up the stairs. And I guess my little sister like didn't drink enough water like at all. And next thing you know, she just throws up in her hands and all over the floor.
Whoa, what?
Oh.
Seriously?
No, I
Seriously.
wasn't with you guys. No, I think I was already at Diagon. Yeah, we already went
split
there,
up,
remember?
didn't we?
We already went on the train.
Yeah, we split. We split
And
up.
you were gonna meet us back there.
Mm. And she just threw up in her hands.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, in her hands and then on the floor. And we were all looking there and we just froze. Because none of us knew what to do. Most of us were high schoolers. I was a senior. That's irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, that
though.
doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, you're still a high schooler.
That doesn't mean I know what to do.
Welcome, you're a senior in high school. You suddenly have all the answers to every problem ever.
Achievement unlocked. Senior.
It's just like a Henry Stickmin game. You just have to
Okay.
play for long enough.
Yeah. It said I don't want to 100% hit.
Oh, good. But that actually does remind me of my own, like, upset stomach story. And, I call this the Golden Corral incident, even though this mostly happened at Universal. And I'll tell you why in a second. So, this was my first time at Universal, so this was kind of unfortunate. But I had a really bad stomach bug from, like, the moment I woke up to, like, when I went to sleep on the first day of, like, when we were at Universal and everything. So for the whole day, like, my parents were just trying to, like, get food in me just for, like, 15 minutes later. I didn't even have to go on a ride or anything. We were just walking. And then I just, like, threw up in the park. And this actually, I didn't go on the Incredible Coaster, but it was, like, my sister and my dad's favorite ride. Well, one of their favorite rides. They went on it all the time. But, like, we were just waiting there, and then I had to vomit again. So I literally vomited in the bushes at the same time people were leaving the Incredible Coaster, so they thought that I was on the coaster, and, like, I was vomiting, and then one dude that I did not know legit came up to me and was just like, you did good, man, you did good, patted me on the back.
No.
No.
And I was just like, well, I mean, I didn't go on the ride, but thanks. I didn't tell him that, but that was in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then here comes to the part where it's Golden Corral. And, what's worse is that, like, it was the end of the day, we just wanted some food, Golden Corral was nearby, and so we go to Golden Corral, right? And then we don't even make it in the door. Like, we make it in the door, and there's, like, you know those, like, bars that, like, form a line so no one's, like, gunning to the front? There was that, and there was, like, we were at, like, the doors, and then at the other side of the room was the register, and then also this family of, like, 4 or so, I think. And then I feel the need to vomit. But then I don't even have enough time to turn around. I use my hands to cover my mouth, and then it goes through my hands and sprays one of the kids in the back of the head. Across the room. Yeah. That kid was probably no older than me, and I was like 12 at the time.
Oh.
And so we literally had to, like, get out of there, and we literally went to, like, the, I think it was Vietnamese, but it could have just been, like, a general Asian restaurant that, like, served, like, ramen and stuff. Like, we went over there, and my dad literally just moved the car out of fear that she might bust the tire. Like, the mom might, like, bust up the car or something.
The man's really.
And I felt awful.
The man's really threw and ran.
What else were we supposed to do? She was already yelling at us like the second it happened. We're not even sure it hit him because again, it was across the room. So we're not even sure. So she just said like, hey, you threw up on my son. And meanwhile, I'm next to the door that's like on the other side of the room. And I was just like, I walk out and like, cause again, I needed to vomit again. So I literally threw up in the bushes out, like as soon as I got outside again. And the only thing that calmed my stomach was going to that Asian restaurant and having some soup. For some reason, that just calmed everything, and I was actually able to sleep.
Soup.
And then I was fine the next day.
The soup
Yeah.
is very good.
Soup is delicious.
Yeah.
Soup is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I love soup.
Yeah, and like that's the whole thing of like, I've had like all different kinds of food, just like, you know, like the French fries that they have there, and like all that other stuff, like normal foods, not fair foods. And then it's just the regular, just Asian soup that healed my stomach, and I was fine after that. Like the next day, like nothing happened. I was feeling good.
Nice.
So like, I don't know why it was that specific day of where my body decided to hate me.
Who knows?
The cure. Asian soup.
Yeah. Alright, Kane, time for your longer story.
Alright, so this one happens at SeaWorld, and it involves two very specific incidents, one that happened when I was younger, and one that happened actually last year. So,
Ooh.
when I
Last
was
year when we were both there?
yeah, when we were at SeaWorld with the bands, it was a band trip, because things happen at band trips.
Things always have to make a picture.
Anyways.
That's all, folks.
Anyways.
Keep that in. Keep that in.
Oh no, I'm keeping all of this in.
So the start of the story starts when I was younger, and it involves the ride at SeaWorld called Journey to Atlantis. And it's a water ride. I don't like water rides. I will avoid water rides at all costs. I would rather go on a normal roller coaster, like, I don't know, like the Texas Giant, than go on a water ride that's like super big like that again. Because
Really?
it terrified me. It terrified me. Like, I hate roller coasters and I would rather go on that. But
Wait, was it like a genuine water ride, or was it like one where you're on a track and you're just like submerged?
you're on a
slightly?
track and you're like, I got wet. Like, it scared me.
Oh, okay.
But it's not the water that scared me. So my dad said that I really wanted to go on this ride. And he was like, okay then. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't remember wanting to go on it, but that's because of the traumatic experience I had. So we went up, right? And every time we go up in a roller coaster, I freak out and I keep asking my dad, like, can we stop the ride? Or like something like that, you know, like normal little kid stuff where you're like, please, I don't want to go, kind of thing. But you know, he was like, sorry, can't stop the ride. We're already in it. And I was like, no! So I start like tearing up and I was crying. And then I saw, like, we were in this like booth, like it was like you couldn't see the outside while you were going up, I think. And when we got to the top, you know, you see the big opening and it's like, yay! And then you see, like, I saw how far up we were and oh my gosh, but I saw how far up we were and I was like, Dad, no, I want to get off. I can't do this. And I just like lost it. I was bawling my eyes out, crying. I was like losing my mind. And I was like, I can't do this. Get me off this ride. And he was like, we can't. And at the very top of every single ride, on their highest hilltop point, They always have the camera. So I was bawling my eyes out on this camera, but I didn't, think anything of it because we never keep the photos. Who keeps their roller coaster photos? At least
I do.
Oh,
not one that's
yeah.
like that bad.
When it's funny, it's definitely
Yeah, when it's
like we definitely
funny.
keep it if it's
Yeah,
funny.
fair enough. But this was not funny. This was the most traumatizing moment of my young life. So I was like, he's
It
not gonna
wasn't
keep
funny
it.
for you. It was hilarious for your dad.
But I remember
Definitely.
I remember the feeling when we went down, and the best way I can describe what it feels like to me when I go down a roller coaster, especially this one, is it's like your soul is being dragged behind your body and you're forced to like watch yourself fall down. And then minutes after you hit the ground, you're just smacked back in, like bam, you're back. And it's crazy, and then like you get this sense of shock, and now I'm fine because like now I feel like that like rush of adrenaline afterwards, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. I haven't ridden a roller coaster in a while though, but it ended up being like crying, and then my dad was like, look, there's swans, and I was like, there's swans? Now listen here, I love birds and I love animals, but specifically birds. So I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, there's swans. They were fake, I think, but I saw swans, and I was like, they're so pretty. And then we went to this dark tunnel, and then we went up in this rickety little, like, thingy. I remember being a rickety elevator. My dad said it wasn't. But then, we went down this, like, spiral thingy, and we just kept spiraling down. I was like, what is going on? I was so scared. I was like, what is this stopping? And he was like, it's done. I'm like, what? It's done? He's like, yeah. We got out. I'm like, oh, I can go see mom. And then he's like, no, let's go look at the picture first. And I'm like, we never look at the picture. But he took me and we looked at the picture. He's like, that was so funny. I'm gonna buy it. And I was like, don't buy it. He bought it. And he bought the frame too.
Oh yeah.
And he framed it.
He bought the frame.
He
framed it.
And he
Oh
put
my
it in our
goodness.
grandparents' house. So now every time we're over there, it's sitting on the freaking table, the end table, the little end table with the lamp where we slept when we had to move, and I got to stare at it for a long time. They're like, haha, do you remember that? I'm like, yes. But
Vividly.
then we went to this band trip last year, and we were supposed to go somewhere else, but it was too expensive for everyone.
Real quick.
Yes?
I am so sorry to pause you in the middle of your story, but I have really got to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Sorry. We will be right back, guys. Well, for you, it'll be like 2 seconds. And we're back. And, what were you saying, Kane?
So, after my traumatic SeaWorld experience when I was younger, and my dad framed my trauma, Ed constantly reminded me about it. Last year we went on a band trip, and we were supposed to go to Costa Rica, but it was too expensive, and not enough people signed
It was
up.
too expensive. It's because the parents decided, oh my god, Costa Rica is so dangerous for American tourists. It's literally the safest place you can go.
Yeah, that too. The parents were outraged that their kids were gonna leave the country, apparently.
Moreover, it was a bunch of parents.
I mean, I think the Philippines would actually be the safest place.
Wow.
Because, like, they're nice to pretty much everyone.
Alright, anyways, we're gonna
At
get
least
off
in my
topic.
experience. Yes, sorry.
So-
Go on with your story, because we really need to get on topic.
So we ended up being like, okay, well, our teacher rerouted us to SeaWorld. She took away our spring trip entirely and was like, we're just gonna go to SeaWorld when we go to the place. So we ended up going to SeaWorld, and me and my group, we were like, hey, let's walk the entire park, because why not? It was just one big circle. We could finish it in the day. And we got all the way around. We had a lot of fun. We got drenched by the orcas.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
My phone almost died, but other than that, it was really good. It was fun. But then when we got to almost the end, about 3/4 of the way, it just, like, we saw, like, we were going towards Journey to Atlantis, and I saw it, and I was like, no way. And I saw the big drop, and I saw the sign, and I was like, oh no, 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 no. And I started freaking out, and I was like, guys, no, we gotta go back the other way. And they're like, we're too far this way to go back the other way. We won't make it in time if we go back. And I was like, no, 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 you don't understand. I'm not going back to that ride. And they were like, we're not going on that ride. And I was like, okay, but we're walking on the, as far as we could, on the opposite side of the, like, walking place. So we did. Yeah, walking place is the best I can come up with, but
The sidewalk, the road,
yeah,
The side.
walking
the
place.
pavement, the asphalt.
I mean, we call the place we put the fire the
The
fireplace.
fireplace. Yeah, look, see, I got a point. But, anyways, we ended up walking, like, I walked as close to the edge as I possibly could. I was practically in the building. Like, in the wall. I was in the wall.
You were
I was
the
like-
wall.
I looked like the spies or, like, the people against, like, rooftops on the very edge of the, like, thingies. And I was, like, against the wall. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die if I go 1 inch closer to that ride. And you wanna know the best part? The ride wasn't even on right then. It wasn't the season for Journey to Atlantis. It was closed.
The entire water area was closed.
Yeah. So all of
Yeah,
the
we
water
went to
rides,
SeaWorld
including
with the water parks, like portion of it, you know, the best part of
Yeah.
SeaWorld apparently was closed, and instead of Costa Rica,
Mm.
yeah, so it's like I was scared of a ride that wasn't even open. I was
That's
so
what it was.
traumatized by this freaking drop that I was like, I'm not walking near that thing.
Well, I do have my own tall ride story. Actually, multiple. Yeah, the tall ride story is actually pretty short, so I can mix that with the upside downs. And that's, yes, that's what I call those rides. So the main tall ride that I can think of is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the big red coaster at Universal. Like, I can't remember whether it's actual Universal or Islands of Adventure, but it's like a big red one with like music and stuff. And so what happened was,
oh, the Rip Ride
yes, that one. I completely forgot the name because, you know. But like I went on and then we go up and then the first drop I am pinned to the bar. Like the waist bar, like I am pinned to that thing. And I can't raise my head up because of like how we're moving. I literally can't like look up, so I'm like stuck to the floor the entire time. So then when we get off, my dad was just like, "You good?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. I think I might have hit my head, but I don't know. I think I just hit my forearms, but I was looking down the entire time on that ride." I didn't even see anything, but I was still screaming my head off because I could feel everything. I just couldn't see it.
Okay, that is kind of funny.
Yeah, I hate
funny.
tall rides. But like, that's like the only like tall roller coaster that I still go on. Just the first time was just that, because apparently I didn't understand G-forces. But one that I really do hate is drop tower rides. Because like, especially like, I never go on drop tower rides. But one that I saw was at, I believe, Busch Gardens. And like, Kane and I, like our families, like we went there, and there was a super tall ride, like towered over everything else. And then, like, what it did was it raised you up to the very top, and then turned your seat to look at the floor before dropping you. And again, I never...
No, thank you.
Yeah, and again, I never went on it. But my sister did, and, like, my dad did, and they both explained, just like, my dad was just like, never again, and my sister was like, that was pretty fun. So, yeah. That happened. And speaking of my sister and her relationship with rides that make me feel scared for my life, As a kid, I never really liked rides that made you go upside down, because I always had this fear of falling out. And one time, I can't remember where we were, but there was like this like pirate ship ride, like it was shaped like a pirate ship, and then it like swung back and forth and then went upside down a couple of times. And like I was like 6 or 7 years old. And then like I was just clinging on to my sister for dear life, just like screaming the entire time. And like I was terrified. She's just like, you see, it wasn't that bad. I was like, that was awful. And so I never rode the ride again. I'm still a wuss.
Were we there? Like,
Um,
did we live there at that time?
I don't remember. I remember it
'Cause
was
I-
the time that you still lived in Georgia, but I can't remember whether you were at that specific event.
No. We were there. I remember you went on it with her, right? And it was called like the Phoenix's Fury or something like that. And it was like that ship, right? And I saw you go on it, and I didn't go on it, but it looked terrifying, and I remember that.
Oh yeah, it was the Phoenix. Like it was, yeah, Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, it was like the Phoenix or something. Yeah.
Oh wait, oh yeah, and I just remembered the one, like the drop tower, Falcon's Fury. Yeah, again, that thing is terrifying because it makes you look at the floor while you're falling.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a falcon. Kind of
Yeah,
swoops
but
down.
like that could
I mean, I guess.
never be me. Like what? Just like staring at the pavement you're about to hit before you fall. It's just like skydiving without a parachute.
I'm gonna channel my inner Ariana Grande and go, thank you, next.
All right.
Yeah, no thanks. Not interested. Fun fact, I used to be absolutely terrified of roller coasters.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you know what I went on that got me over that?
What?
The Haunted Mansion in Disney World.
The one with the story about the elevator that'll kill you? That's what got you over your fear?
No, Haunted Mansion.
What was I thinking of?
You're talking about Tower of Terror.
Right.
Which one is...
Oh yeah, no, Haunted Mansion is the other thing. Yeah, sorry. I get the two mixed up in my brain because I can't remember anything apparently.
Well,
Yeah,
the Haunted
no,
Mansion...
So
I haven't been to
Does
Disney
technically
since
have
I
an
was like
elevator?
7. Actually, no, younger than
that's
that.
fair.
Hmm?
That's fair.
Kane, what were you gonna say?
Haunted Mansion does technically have a quote-unquote elevator, but it's not actually. It's just like an expanding
It's like
rooms
an
kind of
illusion.
thing. Yeah,
just
it's an illusion. You're not actually in an elevator.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah, no, I remember what you're talking about now. It's just I've only ever seen Haunted Mansion in commercials. Because again, haven't been to Disney since like I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
So we were in the line. My family was like,
Mhm.
"You gotta at least ride this one. We're not gonna let you sit out of it." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And then we got closer, and I started crying, and then I was crying when the illusion happened, and then we got in, and I was still crying, and then all of a sudden I stopped whenever I saw the ballroom ghosts.
Oh. Huh.
Hey, those ballroom ghosts are awesome.
And then I started laughing at the hitchhikers.
Yes.
And then we got to the graveyard, and I shrunk back into my seat and closed my eyes.
Mm. Alright. This is like one of the last stories I can personally think about, so I'm actually not sure how long this episode is going to be. But my last one is kind of a gripe, but also kind of not. It's projector rides, like a lot of the ones at like Universal, like the Spider-Man ride or the Fast and Furious ride.
Ooh, I can't ride those.
For me, I have a love-hate relationship with them because some of them are just you in like a slowly moving cart with like basically like a mini movie with no plot just playing in front of you the whole time. And then others, like the Harry Potter one, had you actually like moving around and like in a fun contraption while the whole thing played out. And that's the whole thing of, like, they definitely do well with theming those rides because the line is always so long. But they do have some interesting, like, interactive stuff and just cool stuff to look at. But man, do sometimes those rides just not deliver. Because, like, some of them, like, it doesn't even feel like a ride. It just feels like one of those, like, 4D things that, like, they used to do, and I think they still do. But it's just like you're just sitting in a seat, like a moving seat with 3D sunglasses. Like, that's basically all it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
so just in general, 3D glasses don't work for me unless they're like the ones Disney uses for their Muppet Vision thing.
Really?
Or yeah, in general, I can't
Specifically Muppet?
specifically Muppet. Specifically Muppet and then the ones like they use for their Star Wars stuff. And Soren, those are the only 3D glasses that work for me. I can't use red, blue, or any of that.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I never actually believed that
Interesting.
red blue worked. Because for me, it never worked. So I just believed that that was just a thing in movies. I didn't think it was an actual thing for, like, the longest time.
No, it's an actual thing. Most 3D glasses that are given out in like movie theaters and stuff are red, blue.
Yeah.
They might not look it, but they are.
Yeah, they definitely changed the design over the years, though, because at my cinema, like, they haven't had 3D movies in a while, but when they did, they were, like, just sunglasses-looking things. Like, they just looked like regular glasses. They just kind of made your vision blurry.
Wait, so like if you go to see a like 3D movie, can you like just not watch it if it's red blue? Like,
Yeah, we don't do see 3D movies anymore because we figured that out.
wow.
That is so weird.
It just looks like two separate pictures on a screen when they're supposed to be together. Just in general, and they just don't work for me unless it's the Muppet Vision or the stuff that they use at Universal and Disney.
That is so weird.
Interesting. I wonder if it's because they use like more advanced 3D glasses because red blue, like you're trying to like, I think it's supposed to be you're taking the two pictures and merging them and making them like 3D.
Yeah, but not everyone's vision works like that, so that could be the case.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if red blue would still work on me now because of my like difference, like my significance different in my like eyesight in both eyes.
Hmm. Wait, you have you have eye problems?
I got this is gonna be so off topic, but it all started when I got hit in my right eye with a giant Coca-Cola bottle bank.
You got hit with a giant Coca-Cola bottle. What?
A giant Coca-Cola bottle bank. You know, like piggy banks, but it's a Coca-Cola bottle.
Oh, okay. No, I couldn't hear like the last bit because of the call.
Yeah, we bought it, and on our way home, I looked down, and at the same time, my like sister picked it up, and it hit
Oh
my right
no.
eye, and
Oh.
it hurt. It hurt so bad, and after that day, it was okay, I guess. But now, like slowly as I've been like getting older, my vision has deteriorated real bad, and I think it finally like stopped. And I got glasses, and like it got so bad that I need glasses to drive now, specifically because of my right eye. Like, if I hadn't had that experience happen, I wouldn't need glasses to drive.
Well, are you sure it was specifically that, not just genetics?
Well, here's the thing. I thought maybe it's genetics, but the thing is my left eye has hardly deteriorated at all. Like, it's almost still 2020. I've had 2020 since I was younger. The only time afterwards that it changed was right after that incident, and it hurt. It hit my iris. I know it did. And it damaged my eye. I'm sure of it.
Honestly, I'm kind of interested to like see like if you get like LASIK or something, what they would find if like your eye was actually damaged or whether it's just like placebo or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm
Well,
wondering.
I mean, I doubt it's placebo,
See-
but you know what I mean.
See, the thing is like I know the doctor told me something back then. Like they told me a long time ago, so I was younger, so I might be like take this with a grain of salt. But they said something about like something could possibly trigger my eye that could make me go fully blind or at least like partially blind. Um,
Oh, whoa.
it's like some rare like disease that can like activate, but it's really weird. And I always wonder if like maybe that has something to do with it, and maybe it like hit something and my eye changed, and then like my eye is just not the same anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really funny, but I don't normally wear my glasses unless I'm driving because I legally have to. Um, but the reason I don't normally wear them is because after I wear them for a certain amount of time, like even like 15 minutes or so, after I take them off, my eye vision is just it's I my eyesight is so wonky. It's like you
Yeah, that's what
feel
happens when
I
you get
feel
used to
dizzy, but you're not
glasses.
actually dizzy, and it's wonky. It's like I can look out on my left eye, but then like my right eye is just like so it's a dizzy feeling, but it's not actually feeling dizzy. Like you don't feel it in your brain, I guess. It's hard to
Yeah,
explain.
because you go from not being able to, like, you go from being able to see to not being able to see. That's gonna mess with your brain. I'm nearsighted, and even when I take off my glasses and, like, I read something, it's still harder to see even though I'm nearsighted. Like, when I let my eyes adjust, I can see just fine. But I have to let my eyes adjust because your glasses change things. So, yeah, you're just gonna have to
Yeah,
wear it
I'm aware.
consistently.
Oh, no, I'm not wearing my glasses consistently. That's the thing. I don't like them because it's not just when I have them off, it's also like if I have them on, it's like the reason I tried to like ask my eye doctor if I just could if I didn't need it for my license is because every time I try to like look through that lens because of the significant difference in my two like eyes, it's kind of hard to shift from like looking at a road far away to like right down right here. And it's so wonky that it's kind of scary, and I just try not to like look down at it so much because I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna like really not be able to see straight.
That is weird because I have kind of a similar thing because I was born with perfect vision, but it just kind of deteriorated over time. And
Hmm.
I got glasses in middle school, but I barely wore them in middle school. I'm just like, oh man, it hurts my eyes. I just don't want to. And then my eyes got worse, so then I literally couldn't see far away without my glasses. And so I had to wear glasses all the time. And the way I got most used to it was not opening my eyes until I had my glasses on. So then, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, my eyes are just always looking through my glasses. And then that got like me able to, yeah, that got me to be able to just see through my glasses without the headache after like 2, 3 days. Still took a bit of getting used to, but I got used to it.
Huh.
Is that
Interesting.
anything?
Right.
Do you have an eye story, Ray, to close this off? Because
Yeah.
we don't have any more theme park stories. I thought we would have a bit more, but let's just fill it out with an eye story.
I unfortunately do not have an eye story.
Mm. So it's just us that have interesting eyes. Got it.
Well, no, I mean, I have glasses, I just don't wear them.
I've seen you with your glasses like once.
I've started trying to wear them more because, like, I guess this sort of is an eye story now. So, when I was younger, I got like a surgery, and they like cut a nerve in my eye, so now I have like like a really bad lazy eye.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm like,
Why'd you
I had to,
say
like,
it like
force.
that? Like that answers a bunch of questions. Like, oh,
No, 'cause-
that's why you look like that.
Why'd you say it so rudely? No. So, Ray, the first day I
No,
met you,
I'm leaving.
I
I'm no
remember.
longer. I'm putting this is my 2 week notice.
No. No, I don't mean in a bad way. I just like the first day I met Ray. I like. I don't know when I noticed it because I didn't notice it the first day. But one day I noticed it, and I never wanted to ask, but I always thought it was interesting, and I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. And I never like brought it up, and it's just like a feature I'm just like used to now.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, not like
I don't know how to take that.
when I say interesting, like that's not like a good or a bad thing. It's just like I'm intrigued, but I have no emotional like attachment to it.
No. Not you. Not you. Kane.
How do you want to take it? I don't mean it in a bad way, I promise. It's just like,
It
just
means
thought
you
it was
have
like
an
an interesting
identifiable
little like
feature.
detail. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, so I have like a permanent lazy eye, and so I have to like force my eyes to focus on one singular point, like directly in front of me. So to like force them to go like straight and even. But if I do that for too long, then it gives me like a really bad migraine,
Huh.
which is why I have glasses. Glasses that I do not wear.
That you should.
So
I should. I've started getting better about it. I mean, you know, I've gotten better about them though.
so if
But I need to
glasses-
get it.
Speaking of lazy
sorry.
eye, though, so I have a haircut, right? That like kind of swoops over my eyebrow, but like when it's like all the way down, it kind of goes in front of my eye. And my dad
Emo
hates
boy.
that. Okay. But my dad hates that. And like it's never intentionally in my eye. It's just like he always gets on to me when my head is facing the floor because I'm looking at something. And so he's just like, get your hair out of your eye. Hey, or do you want me to cut it myself? And I was like, no, it's fine. And the only reason
Bruh.
why he's ever worried about it is because he thinks I'm gonna get lazy eye because of it. And the only reason why you would get lazy eye because of hair in front of your face is if it's so consistent that your eye isn't looking at anything anymore. Because there's multiple reasons for lazy eye, but if it's like caused by like hair being in your face, it's because the muscle in your eye hasn't needed to work because it sees nothing because it's looking through hair. That's why a lot of scene kids back in 2007 developed lazy eye, because their style was putting it in front of their eye. Yeah, and my brother was a similar way. At least that's what my dad says, of like, he styled it forward, and so one of his eyes was kind of consistently covered, like he always had to like do like the hair flip to get it out of his eyes. And apparently he started developing a lazy eye, but I never really noticed as a kid. But yeah, that's one of my dad's fears about my haircut, but I haven't really developed lazy eye, I just don't have good eyes. Alright. Any other random stories we can fill out the runtime with since we've run out of theme park stories? Or does
Not
anyone
that I
have...
can think of,
Yeah, not really.
but also if we could keep in mind the time.
Yeah, I'm aware. I mean, hey, we're at 50 minutes right now, or... Well, actually, I really shouldn't say that.
Not that time. Actual time.
Yeah. For me, it's about 2 a.m., and for them, it's 1 a.m. So we really should be getting to bed. Like I said, this is the tired table. This is when we have such a busy schedule. We basically stay up way past when we should to record together. Thank you guys so much for joining me, though.
Especially when somebody has to wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Alright, you're a broken record. We get it.
Nah, I'm quitting. Bye.
Oh, whatever. Okay, one last thing before we go. Who had the best story? And you can vote for your own.
I'm trying to
I
think.
kind of liked your Bush story with the guy just awkwardly patting you on the back.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
the-
funny.
Oh yeah, my Golden Corral story. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that is one of my favorite memories of Universal, and it wasn't even of the park. It was of that random dude that was so supportive of me throwing up in the bushes.
Literally, oh my gosh.
I mean, hey, I don't blame him. If I saw some kid like throwing up in the bushes as we just got off a ride, I would assume the same.
You go, dude, you go. Good job.
Alright. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for being a part of this once again. and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.